There's been 750 balls in the first month of the regular, and 3 of those have been a double nickel, with the third coming from Harden, because he just absolutely torched the Hornets, but it really started with the Hornets doing that to him and the Clips first. Out the gates, they were exploiting the Clips bigs dropping against all of their screening actions, they were playing with pace to catch the Clips defense not being set, and they were just blowing by their man, especially on a late switch. And anytime they had Harden guarding one of them, it was barbecue chicken, because he was putting no effort into playing defense, so he was basically a pylon. I lost track of the amount of times they went at him, or even the amount of times he lost Knipple moving without the rock. So besides the Clips bigs and their levels being too low, he was a preferred matchup on the night, because they all felt comfortable whenever they had him in front of them. But this was the one game his defense really didn't matter at all, because his offense far outweighed it, so he was doing the same thing to all of them on the other end, and he got into a rhythm early by exploiting the Hornets bigs being in a drop against his screening actions. He usually gets his best looks coming off clean, so it was no surprise to see him going on a heater, and in the second half, they couldn't even really play Kalkbrenner or Plumlee, because I don't think those two can be any higher without just getting blown by, so he probably would have continued frying both of them. They had to almost exclusively play Musa, because they could at least have him switch, then sell quickly before he could exploit the mismatch, but he really had a plethora of options to attack, from Melo to McNeely to Knipple, and whenever he hunted one of them, it was just as free. For some reason, they decided to sell late instead of immediately on the catch in the first, so he got to damn near outscore the entire team himself in that quarter, and it really took him doing that for them to finally start committing to it in the second. I guess it was better late than never, because at least from that quarter onward, he was constantly being forced off the rock, so he was basically being taken out the game, and there were even some instances of a box and one. But even though his scoring opportunities were limited for the rest of the night, the others weren't, because all that selling was just opening up the backside advantage whenever he saw two, and he already gave him control of the game early, so the others just had to exploit that backside advantage to maintain it. The Hornets were basically in a lose-lose scenario, because they had to give something up to take something away, and they're 24th in defense for a reason, so that scheme itself just wasn't going to be enough to get them back into the game. But to make matters worse, they couldn't even win the minutes when Harden was off the court, because Chris Paul just picked them apart with the Clips' second unit early in the fourth, so he went on to break the game open, and that just allowed Harden to come in and finish his night the same way he started it before garbage time ensued. Just watch the tape.
55 for Harden!
Nope, don't get old.